Tis I. Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad you're looking fresh, and today I want to talk about Pokemon evolution. And I have 25 Pokemon that I believe deserve an evolution, and evolution's great. It's such an exciting thing to talk about when discussing a new generation, a new set of Pokemon, like what old favorites are going to get that bump that they so rightfully need and deserve. And today is the day I would be going down a list of 25 of them that I think deserve it. These are Pokemon that a little bit underpowered compared to how Pokemon are nowadays. None of them are super competitively viable. I would use some of them on a team, but they're probably the weaker parts of said team. They're all Pokemon that I like. I don't dislike any of these Pokemon, so a little bit of bias there, I guess. But these are the 20 I would choose if creating a new generation to pick from. Which ones I would like to evolve, and some of these I've used on a team before, some of them I haven't, but I would like to use all of them again, the ones I have used before, to see where the potential goes. So let's get started here. Arbok is up front. So Arbok is a Pokemon that's been an icon for a long time, posing Cobra Pokemon from Gen 1. His moveset, though, not great. His type, pure poison, not great. His stats, not great. So give him a more imposing design, make him a Poison Dark type. Poison Dark kind of work really well together, so I think that'd make him a cool Pokemon, and I would really like to use him like that. Next up, we have Golduck. Golduck is one of the most obvious ones to me. Make him a Water Psychic type like he's so desperately needed to be in the first place. I don't know why he's not that already, but, make his special attack higher. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, in my opinion, with this guy. He's needed it the longest. I mean, Arbok is also a Gen 1, but, Golduck, you give him that boost, he's going to be a great Pokemon. Lapras. Okay, this is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Does it need it? Nah. No, I guess, because I love Lapras so much that it evolving. I don't know how I'd feel about it, honestly. It's been so long that it's just been Lapras, no pre-evolution, no evolution. If I get a G-Max form, so that's something, but it's just been Lapras for however long I've known it. I want it to evolve. I would love to see Lapras competitively viable in such a way, or Lapras's evolution line. It's just like a want that I've always wanted to see what Lapras could be in the future. So hopefully Gen 10 maybe could happen. Noctowl is the only regional bird I have on this list. Noctowl is my favorite regional bird. I think, just giving him a third stage, either switching him into a ghost flying or a psychic flying, however they want to swing it, maybe even a dark flying, and just kind of seeing what's possible with Noctowl. I've used Noctowl plenty of times. I've used him as a starter. I've dumped my starter, picked up a Hoot and ran with that through Johto before. I love the dude, so whatever they want to do with him, give him a bigger buff, make him a cooler, more imposing owl Pokemon, that I'm all here for it. Steelix. Now, hear me out. Steelix is already a pretty cool dude. I've loved Steelix my entire life. But, other than his defense stat, he's not great in battle. I don't know if you've ever used one before. I have. He's not bad. He was definitely not the worst part of the team. But, just damage output isn't really there. I've always had this idea of making him like a sheer black, call him Obelix or something, based on an obelisk or obsidian, and that naming scheme I think would be really cool. I don't know if they want to go with the crystal route, with the crystal onyx that everyone remembers from the anime, something like that, to make him that defense stat is fine, you don't need to adjust that, but give him some more attack, maybe a little bit more speed. Just let him rock and roll. I mean, then Eviolite Steelix might be the greatest Pokemon in competitive, so who knows, but it's a thing that I've thought about and I'd like to see happen. Octillery. So the biggest thing on Octillery, other than his stats not being up to par, I've always liked him. I always loved how weird this evolutionary line is. Murmuray and Octillery look nothing alike. A third stage that kind of blended the two together. I know that they're supposed to be artillery, weaponry, the two of them together, like a revolver and then a tank. So having a third stage that combined the two ideas into one cohesive design, I think would be really cool. Mightyena. I think we've all used a Mightyena at some point in our lives. One of the first Pokemon you can grab when playing through Gen 3. He's been right there. Poochyena is a great little dude. Mightyena is a cool looking Pokemon, but his stats just aren't there. A bigger, tougher, either they want to go the Hyena route or the Wolf route, whatever they want to do with it. Just keep him pure Dark type, I'm cool with that. But a little bit more power behind those jaws would be awesome. Delcatty is a Pokemon. It's going to be weird to evolve a stone evolution into something else, but I mean, Chansey does it. Chansey uses an Oval Stone and then does a Happiness evolution after the fact, so why not? Moonstar and then Happiness after the fact. We can do a Fairy type. I think makes the most sense for an evolution of Delcatty. I just love this line because it's so cute. Skitty, I named my cat after Skitty, my little friend had for a long, long time. And so I'd like to see this line be viable. I don't know why I didn't get the fairy treatment like a lot of these guys did. I understand that normalizability is Delcatty's thing, but you can give it normal fairy. It'd be cooler, I think. Better, stronger, better stats. Next up, we have a little bit of pair, Zangoose and Seviper. These two go hand in hand together. So if one gets an evolution, the other one should get an evolution. They work as rivals. So in, another game, another region, all of a sudden they got so angry at each other that they got stronger. They evolved into a stronger pairing of Pokemon that fight each other more. I like the pairing of normal versus poison because neither one's actually that good against the other one. Neither one have an advantage. But making both of them better would be really cool. Kecleon, another icon from Gen 3 that his ability is super cool. I like it a lot. I just wish his power was there. Him in the Mystery Dungeon franchise is terrifying. I like to see him in the mainline series be that terrifying. Tropius is the poster child, I think, for Pokemon that deserve an evolution. The first time you see a Tropius, you're like, whoa, what is that? It's like a dinosaur. It's got bananas on it. Like, what is this guy? He seems so big and strong. And then you use him, and you're like, yeah, actually, he's not that big and strong. He's big. He's not that strong, though. Doesn't pack a punch. Doesn't defend very well. He just needs something behind him. I don't know. Evolve him. Keep grass. Flying is a wild type. Maybe turn him into a grass dragon. I don't know if they want to run with that idea. Keep the flying aspect of him. Turn him into something else. Whatever they do with him, just make him stronger, please. Any stat bump would make him better for sure. But, I just think he deserves a little bit of something. Relicanth. When was the last time you thought about Relicanth? Unless you were hunting down the Reggies or completing your Pokedex from Gen 3, Relicanth was not a dude that's been thought about too much. I've always liked him because of how rare he was. He's like this very hard Pokemon to come by. He's only underwater, not very common, found under there. There's been a plethora of rare Pokemon that were not good to use from Gen 2 that got evolutions way down the line, so why not give one to the Gen 3 representation of that idea? Carnivine. This guy has just been chilling since Gen 4. Hadn't had a lot of representation on anything. Mildly rare Pokemon. He's not found a lot of the time, but he's also just not that great to use in battle either. So making him big, more imposing, Venus Flytrap, I think it'd work. Zebstrika, our first Gen 5 rep. It's just straightforward. Like, the stats just aren't there. Cool idea, cool concept. I like the looks of the guy. I think he looks like a fully evolved Pokemon. I just don't think he has the oomph behind himself to compete with other Pokemon. Especially in that generation, there are much better pure electric types out there. Beartic. So the thing with Beartic, I just don't like his design. I don't like how Cubchoo has a big boogie. I don't like that Beartic has a big fluff in his crotch. I'd like a third one that got rid of the weird design aspects of this family and just made him a better Pokemon. Beartic has always just been taken out by a single flamethrower or brick break, and I don't know. Pure Ice is a rough type to do when you want to be slow and beefy, and neither of these Pokemon are very good, or I don't even like them that much in my opinion. They're my least favorites on the list. Heatmore. So, Heatmore is a weird case about a Pokemon being forgotten about. He goes with Durant, and he's supposed to be able to take out Durant, be Durant's number one weakness. I mean, Fire takes out Steel Bug pretty easily, but Durant's a better Pokemon than Heatmore is, based on his type, based on his moveset. Heatmore doesn't have a lot of things going for him, giving him a power bump, making him more imposing, would give him that oomph he so rightfully deserves, I think. Rightfully deserves. As I said, rightfully needs more than deserves. Heliolisk is the first example of a Pokemon I don't think looks finished. Like, I think he looks like a second stage Pokemon, but he is, but he looks like a middle stage, not a final evolution. So I think just fully realizing the idea they have here would make him better, in my opinion. Delmise. This is such a cool, forgotten Pokemon that such a weird type you wouldn't expect. He's a grass ghost type. Like, what? that's such a weird type combination for this dude. And I would love it if he evolved and like his type became like water steel. Like it's just a completely different type than you'd expect. So I you know, that'd be super cool. Delmize is such a weird guy. No one really talks about him. No one really uses him. He's hard to come by. He's late in the game, but really, really awesome Pokemon. Eldegoss, another example of a Pokemon that looks like a second stage. Like I can't believe they like saw this and were like, yeah, that's the final evolution. Like we're done. No way. No how. This thing looks unfinished. It needs a finale. I don't understand how this is it for this Pokemon. Bolton, another one. Gen 8 had a couple of these that are, I'm like, dude, that's not done. Like, give that a final evolution. Bolton looks like a picturesque middle evolution. Like, give it a finale to where it's going. It turned to a corgi, and it's not a corgi. It's just a like dog. It's just like, what's a dog look like? That's Bolton. It's an electric dog. And it doesn't go anywhere. That's not a final stage, in my opinion. Graplocked, I like the concept of fighting octopus. Why are they not water fighting? I don't know. Make a final stage that's water fighting. It's the easiest. That's one of the easiest fixes to me. If he was just water fighting, I don't think I'd be talking about him right now. But he just needs that little bit of differentiation. Just a pure fighting type you find in the water is a weird. Stone Joiner. I like the guy. I like how goofy he looks. I like that he looks like a Kirby villain. I don't really have the urge to use him. He doesn't do anything that like draws me to him. He doesn't do anything that really draws me to him. He doesn't do anything that repels me from him either. You find him later in the games a lot of the time, and he doesn't have anything to really give you as a player. So giving him like a bigger, like down the line, like a Pokemon based on Stonehenge is weird to begin with, but I don't know how they expand on it, like more blocks, I guess, and they've done that before. Diglett's just more Diglets in there and evolves into Dugtrio. So, I don't know, something with Stone Joiner. Scovillain, the final Pokemon I think looks like just another middle Pokemon. He so desperately, looking up his design, like wants to be a Hydra, a three-headed beast, like make his middle head the green one red, one yellow. It seems obvious to me. It's a fire breathing, like ghost pepper. Like, it's awesome. Like, I liked the concept when I saw Caspicated. I thought it was a little gross, and then it evolved, and I'm like, okay, I like where this is going. I already had a fire type on my team when I played Scarlet and Violet, so I wasn't going to use him. But then I'm like, that's it. That's where he goes. Give him that final step. That final step in the grass fire type we've been waiting so long to see. And it just ends prematurely. Those 25 Pokemon are the ones I would choose if I were to get to choose who I want to evolve. I kind of picked throughout the franchise. I wasn't leaning super whole into super old Pokemon. There were ones that I kind of thought about, like Dugong, for instance. I'm like, I like the guy. If they gave him something, it'd be cool, but what would they do to him? I think that's a prime candidate for like a variant evolution to where like a Galarian form evolution, like Farfetch's got. Like, Farfetch is super cool, but like Cantonian Farfetch never got anything. So like maybe if they made, obviously it wouldn't be Galar at this point, but something for Dugong would be neat as well. But just a pure evolution, I don't think would work all that well. So, but those are my 25 Pokemon that I chose to evolve. What would you choose? That is one that I missed. That's glaring. That's like why this Pokemon has been so mid for so long. Why did you not pick them? Let me know down below. And that'll do it for me today. Thank you so very much for watching. And as always, like this if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you at some point.